Thank you for joining a read-aloud story. Froggy Plays Soccer by Jonathan London and illustrated by Frank Remkiewicz is highlighted in September of the 2024 PRC-Saltillo calendar. This story is read using the TAAP strategy to encourage conversation and interaction with the AAC learner. The words we encourage you to model this month are cool, uh-oh, can, be, do, you, and a few others. Let's take a closer look at how to model these words and tap your way through the story. The first step to tap your way through is to pick an activity. We've already done that. We're reading the book Froggy Plays Soccer. Next, you decide how often you will stop and tap. For this story, we suggest tapping after every page of the book. So, how do you tap? First, you talk about it. We suggest modeling the words cool and uh-oh. You can say, cool! That was a cool shot. Uh-oh! Or whatever else grabs your AAC learner's attention. Next, you ask a question and wait for a response. We suggest modeling the word can. Some things you could say are, can he make it? Do you think he can? Can he? Then you acknowledge their response. This month, we suggest modeling the message be. You could say, it could be. He could be. He is being, or whatever else feels natural. Finally, you propel the activity forward or predict. We suggest you model the word do and you. You could say, do you think you can do it? He can do it again. Enjoy simply listening to the story or tap your way through the story demonstrating words and locations for the AAC learner on their technology. Find other words that are interesting to the AAC learner and use these words in other activities. Join us as we read about Froggy's soccer adventure. Froggy Plays Soccer by Jonathan London, illustrated by Frank Remkiewicz. Froggy Plays Soccer. Froggy couldn't sleep. He looked out the window. The full moon was rising. It looked like a soccer ball. Tomorrow's the big game, he said out loud. If we beat the Wild Things, we win the City Cup. In the morning, Froggy was bursting to go. He pulled on his underwear, zap, tugged on his soccer shorts, zeep, snapped on his shin guards, snap, wiggled on his soccer shirt, zlim, pulled on his soccer socks, zoop, and put on his cleats, zup, zup. Froggy, called his father. Froggy's father was the assistant coach. What? Let's go. We'll be late for the game. Froggy flopped outside. Flop, flop, flop. Remember, said Froggy's dad, only the goalie can catch the ball, and you're not the goalie. Now repeat after me. Head it, boot it, knee it, shoot it, but don't use your hands. And Froggy sang, head it, boot it, knee it, shoot it, but don't use your hands. All the way to the soccer field. Off the soccer field, the coach, Max's mother, said, "We're a team! We're the Dream Team!" "Hooray!" screamed the Dream Team. Soon the game was on. Froggy was doing cartwheels. Froggy was picking daisies. Froggy was picking his nose. The ball bounced off his chest. He gave a mighty kick and missed the ball. But Max trapped it and passed it to BJ, who slammed it right into the net. Goal! It was 1-0, Dream Team. Again, the two teams faced off. The whistle blew. The Dream Team charged down the field toward the Wild Things. Froggy was tying his shoe. Froggy's dad was yelling, "Defense! Defense!" The ball hit Froggy on the head, bonk, and knocked him down. He was great at defense. At halftime, the Dream Team held the lead. "Now remember," said Froggy's dad, and they all chanted together, "Head it, boot it, knee it, shoot it, but don't use your hands." The whistle blew and the second half started. A fly circled by. "Froggy!" called the coach. "What?" "Keep your eye on the—" Thwop! The ball smacked him in the eye. Froggy was mad now. The Wild Things were stampeding, and Matthew, the Dream Team's goalkeeper, was chasing the ball. Now the goal was unguarded. This was Froggy's chance. He leapfrogged over Travis. He leapfrogged over Matthew. He leapfrogged over the Wild Things' forward who was firing the ball. And what a save! Froggy caught it right before the net. But, uh-oh, he'd used his hands. "Oops!" cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. He looked so silly the Dream Team laughed, but not for long. The penalty for using his hands was a free kick at the goal for the Wild Things. The Wild Things' star forward kicked and scored. Now it was a tied game. But it wasn't over yet. And when there was 1 minute left, the crowd went crazy. The clock was ticking. The ball was coming right toward Froggy. "Froggy!" yelled his dad. "What?" But Froggy knew what to do. He jammed his hands in his armpits. He stuffed them in his pockets. He stuck them in his mouth. Then he power kicked the ball so far down the field that it bounced over the goalie's head. smack into the goal. Yes! The Dream Team had won the City Cup. They shouted and danced, and Froggy sang, "Head it, boot it, knee it, shoot it, but don't use your hands." Except to slap high fives. Slap, slap, slap. The end.